Thank you for joining us tonight. We are getting a look at the final vote tally from last night's Supreme Court race. Judge Janet Protasiewicz defeating former Justice Dan Kelly by more than 200,000 votes in what has been a contentious and record-setting expensive race. And that contention continued right to the last minute of this race.
Both candidates gave speeches that political experts tell our Armand Rahman were more, shall we say, fiery than what we're used to seeing. Armand?
Eric and Charlotte, that's one way to put it. And experts say it could determine how candidates for nonpartisan seats in Wisconsin act in elections going forward.
I knew that the people of Wisconsin expected, and deserve more from their Supreme Court.
You made this candidacy sing.
The speeches on Tuesday night started like most, thanking the team and the voters, but then Dan Kelly changed.
I do not have a worthy opponent to which I can concede.
Into a barrage of attacks against his opponent and Supreme Court Justice-elect Janet Protasiewicz.
My opponent is a serial liar. It was truly beneath contempt. Now, I say this not because we did not prevail. My concern is the damage done to the institution of the court.
Holy smokes, that was awful.
It was the worst concession speech I've ever heard.
Political experts on both sides of the aisle called it unprecedented for any race, never mind one for a nonpartisan seat.
Concession speeches may not have ever been sincere, but they usually at least put some window dressing on them.
But just like the attack ads slinged by both sides in what was the most expensive judicial race in American history, Marquette University's Charles Franklin says it's a sign of the times.
It does reflect how bitter our rhetoric has become in the last 5 or 6 years, how deeply unwilling candidates are to give the candidate of the other party any benefit of the doubt or honest disagreement.
Franklin says antagonism between the Supreme Court and the legislature is also something to watch after Protasiewicz flipped the court.